Good day, comrades and friends. This is Dr. Gabe Roberts, the quantum chiropractor, the subconscious healer, new thought minister, and your expert in energy medicine. In order for us to grow and progress through life and evolve the way we're supposed to, we should begin to recognize patterns that prevent us from achieving our desires, whatever those desires might be, in areas of happiness and health, and ultimately mastering our life by gaining rapport with our subconscious mind. As human beings, we're mistakenly under the impression that the way we view reality is the way reality is. And this, however, is this view is governed by whatever our thoughts tell us. And so in our minds, we tend to create the world around us. Now, this type of belief and thoughts that we have create the world that we live in. And these reliances are the conditioning that takes place in our unconscious mind as we're developing as an infant into a child. See, a child doesn't have the conscious mind fully developed until around age 7. So they cannot choose what they decide to let into their minds. And these early exposures create the view of the world and a view of how they see themselves and how they see other people and about everything else in general. Now, these early experiences are forgotten by the conscious mind, as they continue to age through life, but the shaping of the influences are not forgotten by the subconscious. And as a result, they mistake their view of the world for the world itself. Now, to summarize how this occurs, our 5 senses pick up vibrations in the world through what we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. And this is actually how the world is in reality. Then it goes through after it encounters our neurology, it goes through our beliefs and our identity, which were formed at these young ages. And that tells us what we think it should be in our own view. So raw data comes in from the outside world. It comes in through our neurology. Then it runs through these filters. And then on the screen of our mind, a film is played. And this film has been edited and modified and generalized to completely conform to what our internal beliefs are. So you only see, you only hear, you only feel, you only taste, and you only smell what was already there in memory form, locked into those filters. And that is how people create their own reality. So it's easy to assume that we know what reality is, but we don't. We do not. We create it. And this is why we don't see the possibilities which are fully available to us, including abundant health and happiness. Quantum physics tells us that everything that's ever been, everything that ever will be, and everything that could possibly ever be is already here. So where the heck is it? It is present to our 5 senses and outside of our awareness. But the second group of filters are likely not in tune to it. See, it's not interpreted by your filters because it doesn't match your frequency. When you begin to change your internal beliefs and your identity, you actually change your reality. You literally fine-tune the instrument that you're living inside, and you begin to tap into the information that was already there. And this includes events, situations, circumstances, and these will begin to move you and your life in a different direction. Because these possibilities already exist, it is your internal filters which will determine if you see the off-ramp or you continue to stay on the same path you're on. So how do you begin this process of gaining rapport with your subconscious mind and modify these internal filters that are needed to steer your life in a different direction? It all starts with understanding how your mind operates and understanding the direct connection between what we think and what we feel and the directions that our lives begin to take. James Allen, a British philosopher, wrote the inspirational literary essay, As a Man Thinketh, and this gives a great description of how mastering your mind begins tremendous changes in all areas of your life. This was one of the first books I read along my journey, and I found it very helpful in understanding the power of thought, in particular with the use and applications of thought to create profound changes in my life. This is my updated version of this great literary work, as it is truly a masterpiece on understanding the power of thought. My modern version has a present day interpretation of very powerful steps in order to take to gain rapport with your subconscious mind, develop harmony with your thoughts, understand how deep healing works at the unconscious level, and introduce you to the language of how to communicate with it and what it understands and what it does not respond to. Because if you haven't achieved your desires in life, you aren't talking the language your subconscious mind understands. And finally, some proven strategies and powerful psychological tools to begin to use to move your life in the direction that you desire. I will post a link for this beneficial tool to assist you along your journey's path below. Go to my page, Dr. Gabe Roberts, and like it and tag a friend as I continue to go in depth on the mind, how it works, and show you the greatest part of you is something that you'll never see.